English persuasive speech. It has been proven that children as young as 11 are taking part in performance-enhancing drugs to do better in sports. This picture was taken of a boy entering his first year in middle school in eastern France. According to the British Journal of Sports Medicine, 3,500 students from that child's school were surveyed once every 6 months asking about their involvement in drugs, alcohol, tobacco products, and sports medicine. Out of the students surveyed, 45% of them admitted to taking part in salbutamol, which is used to increase stimulation and help performance in sports. Sadly, this situation is not just a problem in France. Another survey was conducted here in America in a 12th grade room, and over half of the class stated that it would be easy to obtain steroids, and another 5% admitted to using steroids without a doctor's prescription. The same study also showed that boys were 2 to 4 times more likely to be involved in steroids than girls at some point throughout their lifetime. Children these days are just doing what they see their peers and role models doing. Steroids are not only a growing problem for kids, but athletes as well. There are more and more cases on the news of well-known athletes abusing their bodies with steroids, and children just watch and learn. If a child were to see their favorite athlete taking part in steroids and getting caught but still allowed to play in the game, that child would then think that it was okay to take part in steroids as well, and might even do it one day themselves if they weren't already. So what can we do to solve this very dangerous situation? Simple. Make the consequences for being caught abusing steroids or using them without a prescription even higher. According to the National Center for Drug-Free Sports website, steroids are currently illegal in the United States without the use of a prescription. But somehow, children are still being able to get a hold of them, and athletes are still being caught using them in abusive ways. One solution for this problem would be drug testing. Anytime a child would want to be a participant in sports within their school community, they should need to be drug tested. This would eliminate the use of steroids before the child gets to the college level or even goes professional. This would also, throughout the years, help eliminate the number of athletes using steroids. As for the athletes currently in the professional world, they need to be drug tested before each game or sporting event. How would this work? If students get punished enough while they're younger to not take steroids, it would scare them out of wanting to do it as they got older, especially if they were at risk of losing something that they love doing. This will also help weed out the athletes in the future using steroids, because today's youth is tomorrow's future. As for the athletes who are already in the steroid system, if they were to be drug tested and the results were to come back positive, they should be forced to sit out a game, take pay cuts, or potentially be kicked off the team. How can you help? Become as aware and educated about this issue as possible. There are plenty of books out there that state the effects steroids have on adults' bodies as well as children's. Parents, please talk to your kids. Let them know that taking steroids is just as dangerous as other drugs out there on their bodies. Explain to them that some good old-fashioned hard work could be just as effective and give them the same results as steroids could. So that helps with the kids, but what about the athletes? We as people need to make it aware to the athletes that we're not going to tolerate their bad habits any longer. Athletes are being paid for their personal physical performance, and many of them are taking steroids to improve their physical performance. So it's almost as if they were being paid to take drugs. The best thing to do is to make this issue very public. Let it be known to all the people. The more people who know about it, the more people are willing to help stop it. Once the media is involved, things such as banning sporting events could begin to take place, to really show the athletes that their habits are not being supported any longer. This will begin to force them to stop. It will also force them to take pay cuts, because athletes get paid off of how many game tickets are sold. If athletes aren't making any money, They won't want to play the game, which will force them to stop taking steroids because they'll realize that their fans truly care about them. So are you willing to do what it takes to stop steroid usage?